I put us in the woods for today's live stream. Just finished a play date out in the woods with the kiddos, with my friend Caroline and her two little kids as well. So it was very nice to get back to nature. Also touched up my hair, and it was really, really nice just to be outside in the woods, in nature, have some nice peaceful music playing today as well. So let me get the live stream shared and up and going for everyone. I hope you're having a great day. It is a little bit earlier, so welcome, welcome. I am a couple minutes early as opposed to late. Definitely enjoying the new bathroom. Amazing, amazing stuff. Why won't it let me share this? Hold on, let me see if I can share over here. There we go. And we'll share this right here. There we go. Oh, look. Let's see what this is. Yeah, so I've got something pretty cool to show you guys from my Twitter as well. So I'm not sure if I'm reading too much into this, or if this is really signs that the new financial reset is actually happening now underfoot, as we will see unfold in the next couple of weeks, which is really, really exciting, which means that XRP and XLM will likely go whoosh, because they're part of this new ISO 2022 SWIFT elimination banking system that has been set up to take over part of the quantum financial system. If you go to quantum.gov, you can check everything out. That this is all going into effect eventually, and that Ripple, Stellar, Flare Network, IOTA, Algorand are all coins that are going to be involved. They've already been partnering with payment plans around the world, but let's get into it. Let me open up the chat, because I know that got a bunch of people there. I don't have the chat going, so I'm sorry. Don't feel like I ignored you. I didn't ignore you. Hello, everything's monetizable. Hello, you two. Hello, thank you, OMG Illuminate. Yeah, Dark, you two. Hello, Jill. Thank you. Yeah, so with the dark pool trades, you two, basically, if you go into your broker and anywhere that it says, just show. It depends. Not every single broker will allow you to do it. I know Thinkorswim and Interactive Brokers. I'm not sure about Charles Schwab. And you can say show, 5 shares or show 1 share. So you're not showing your full position, which means that it's in the dark pool, right? So you want it. That's how your particular trade would go into the dark pool. And then I can also, we teach all about the dark pools at thedarkpools.com. I teach in there twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays, and we have probably, I think it's 37 webinars a month, 40 webinars a month. If you guys are interested in learning more about the dark pools, come and join us over there. All right, let me get the stock charts up. I was going to add, all right, let's go here. So we've got the SPY on the 45-minute chart over here on the right, and it definitely looks like we topped off, right? We hit a high on the 29th, and as we know, many times it's sell in May and go away. Looks like users can buy on Kraken Pro. Do you recommend? So many crypto apps don't allow XRP or XLM or Doge purchases. Jill, in the US for XRP, I believe Uphold and bittrue, depending on what state you are in, you can buy XRP. And then XLM, Stellar. Hello, howdy, Salvatore. And so those, I would say, Coinbase, I'm not sure. I know that had a lot of problems. So we should be hearing more news from the lawyer in the XRP Ripple lawsuit. And that was really, to me, it's all fluff and smoke and mirrors, personally. Hello, Asif. All right, so checking it out over here, we see that, hey, what happens when we go up? We tend to pull back, and then that we have a support and we surge up. We go up, we pull back, and then maybe we're going to come down. Maybe we're going to find support over here, maybe 415 area. So I'd keep that on watch to see if we pull back from there. If we pull back further, maybe we're going to come down to that 413.70 area. But it's all going to really depend on the major stocks in the holdings for the S&P 500, for the Qs. So let's also look at the Qs. I will talk about crypto as well. We'll talk about both. So don't worry if you guys are here for crypto, we will touch on that. And I'm also going to show you something really cool I found about the Fed on my Twitter. Let's see. Oh, for a second, I thought that Twitter went down because it was not loading my page. And for everyone that is Greek Orthodox or celebrates today, happy Easter to you. I do have a bunch of Greek friends. So for Angelo, Anka, Vicky, Maria, everybody, happy Easter out there. This is 10 hours of meditation music, Salvatore. All right, so what I found that was really cool is, go here. It's on my it's on my Twitter. So the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, right? So I teach about, hello Anton, I teach about FOMC, what they do, how they can control the monetary policy of the US. And one of the things that they are in charge of is the overnight rate for the bank lending, right? So we can go here, we'll look, right? 26th, 29th, 30th, 31st, April 1st, okay, April 1st, 2nd, okay, 3rd and 4th, yeah, 3rd and 4th, Saturday, Sunday, right? Okay, so then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, then we have 2 more days off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more days off, 17th and 18th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 2 days off. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is the overnight rate for April 30th? Is the Fed done? There's no overnight rate for the weekend, right? For that business day of April 30th. Are the banks done? And the new quantum financial system is under effect, right? I'm not making this stuff up. This is right here. Now, maybe it'll come out on Monday for Friday. But maybe there is no more overnight rate. Yeah, Asaph, when Brad Garlinghouse initiated XRP, he set it up to be a price of 10,000 a coin. Okay, I really want to know what the AI the Fed is using. I was even checking out reports showing central banks are using AI and metadata, not much else. Well, there's quantum. Let's go here. Let's go to quantum.gov, right? So if we go to quantum.gov, this is basically what's going into effect. I like that, effect. That this is all about the quantum financial system, quantum education, quantum core programs, all right here, International Frontier, their strategy. Now, a lot of this has to do with quantum physics in everything with the government, right? So this is a government website. So if you can understand all that lingo, awesome. If you know anything, let's see, what's in the news events here. What's jaw-dropping? So we're going to have the quantum financial stuff. So this is really interesting. They have this event, the third PQC standardization conference, post-quantum cryptography standardization process has entered the third phase. That's for this year, for June 7th. So this is no joke that, hey, we are going to crypto, right? quantum.gov. We are going to crypto. Let's see if we can see anything on the event website. Post-quantum cryptography standardization process has entered the third phase, in which 7 third-round finalists and 8 alternatives are being considered for standardization. And that's this June. So that's being, well, let's go here. NIST.gov. Let's get curious. NIST.gov. Sorry, I'm not on my list right now. National Institute of Standards and Technology. Okay. Well, it's kind of like just, you know, I get curious. I start looking stuff up. Here you go. There's the AI. You were asking for it, you two. Look at what it just brought us to. Put it out there and you start to have answers. International standards, public trust and confidence. And I wasn't even really looking for that, but that's what we found. So we can go back and do more services and resources, standards and measurements. Looking to see if we have our banking stuff on here. Standards. Well, we could get off topic way more than that. But what really caught me was this. The federal funds rate. I know that they've been talking about putting this new quantum financial system into effect. Hey, I thought that they were going to do this the beginning of April, but there were some things that held them up. So maybe it's beginning of May. It would make sense, monthly, right? That they start out on a month, brand new day of the month, and that they might not have an overnight rate for the federal banking if it wasn't there. All right, let's go back. So onto the stock market, right? So what happens if all of those banks too are not going into existence anymore? What's going to happen to all those people that thought that they had the money in the banks, that they might actually create more of a sell-off in the market, right? If they're trying to generate more money. When they go to their bank account on Monday and they go, wait a second, I don't have anything in my bank account. So check your bank account too. Make sure that there's no weird things that are showing up. Make sure everything looks okay. Because I know that the banks in Canada were doing some work overnight, coincidentally, maybe in relation to switching banking systems, right? From going from a regular banking system to the quantum financial system. And they were doing updates, particularly this weekend. So just check your bank account, make sure that there's no issues there, nothing weird as well. So looking at the Qs, we topped off. Well, here's the thing. There's a difference between AI, which is artificial intelligence, and quantum, right? Because AI is artificial, quantum is physics and existence already. So just an interesting note on that. All right. So over here we have the support level for the Qs, 337.40. It's held for a while, but it looks like we're setting up for an M. So if we break down below 334.80, watch out. Let's measure the depth, the height right here, depth, however you want to call it. $7.80. So we might be going down $7.80 over here to 326.80. Good morning, Roger. All right, and then the Dow Jones as well. Look at this box of consolidation, right? We had this one over here for a while. It was up, down, up, down. Well, now I'm just going to see if I can just pull this up here. Beautiful, look at that. So is this going to be a box of buying or selling? What do you guys think? Do you think that this box is buying, or do you think that this box is selling right here? Given the buy in May and go away. Let's go to equity clock and see if we can look up Dow Jones Industrial Average right there. The DIA, broad market benchmarks right here. You think it was selling, Roger? All right. Greek General, New York Composite. I don't know where Dow Jones is. Oh, I should have just gone. Let's go down here. So, sorry guys, I'm going all the way to indexes right here. This will probably have the shortcut to it. Amex, Bovspa, S&P 600. Oh, it's the same one. Let's do it like this. Dow Jones. we go. All right, so here we go. This is the real estate though. Regular Dow Jones IYY. Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures. Seems like maybe it goes up. Yeah, right now Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF seems flat in May. This kind of looks like what we had for April right here, but it's a bit choppy, right? So we go up and then sideways and then up and then a correction in June and then up into the end of the year. So if we look at that, maybe we're going to have a little bit of a pullback down to 336 area, maybe further back down to 333, and then sort of choppy sideways price action. Russell as well. So the Russell does tend to lead the market right now. This is definitely pulling back. We hit the 425 on the 45-minute chart over here. And so looking to see, are we going to break above this sort of sideways price action from Friday, 224 to 225.20? Yeah, you two, they're positioning. When it's flat, it's consolidation for positioning. And to also pretty much destroy options as well. That's right. So we'll go through the majors and then I will give you guys my list and then we'll look at cryptos. So right here, we can see Apple has really, it went sideways. We spiked up, kind of an up thrust from the Wyckoff, right? This would be the consolidation, markup, distribution, up thrust, comes back, drops down. Maybe we're coming back down to that 122 level and then they'll buy it up again. Maybe they'll just bring it back down here, halfway down, 128.44, 128.50 area. And then it will continue to the upside. So if Apple pulls down, Apple is the number one holding in the SPY, number two in the Qs, and we could see that obviously the indexes are going to come back down too. So let's look at Microsoft as well. And Microsoft looks like it's about to roll over, come back down, and maybe hit the 50 right here, or even back down further down to 226. We are below the 425. That's really going to be my bull and bear indicator. I've been playing around with this 336 simple moving average, and we're below that too. That also looks like it's pulling back down to the downside. Amazon selling off a little bit from the top, had an up thrust earnings and is pulling back. Would anticipate this to come back down to 3362. Tesla did bounce off of the downward trend line, right? Or excuse me, the upward trend line right here. And we have a bigger, let's make this orange, bigger wedge that is setting up. So looking to see if this is going to come back up and test up here at 732. Maybe it's going to continue to oscillate a bit more before we do have a breakout move to the upside. Options terrible now on Apple. Delta is low per contract. Yeah. Well, right now, because also VXX, Roger, when we see that the VIX is continually going to the upside, the volatility is going to decrease. And so that's going to end up really making the premiums decrease, right? So you're just pretty much trading that value of the option. There's not a lot of premium increase to it. It's not that cloudy today, you two. It's pretty nice and sunny outside today, but I was enjoying the forest. It was really nice. All right, and XLF, the banks, right? I've been saying for a while, watch the banks, watch the banks, watch the banks. And we did go up. We hit a new high again, up at 336.50. And it pulled back down to the downside. Roger, I did write a book. Hold on. I'll get the book. It's right here next to me, actually. There it is, Roger. I did write a book. I wrote it, it will have been 4 years ago in June that I released the book. And it's all about female day traders from around the world. So it was the book I was looking for when I got into trading, and that's why I wrote it. So thank you, Roger. And it's available on Amazon and also Barnes & Noble, pretty much anywhere that you can order a book, it's there. So watching XLF to see if this is going to continue to the downside. Now, gold and silver have really been suppressed for about 10 years. Yeah, I found it in the woods. It was hiding under a toadstool right next to the Cheshire Cat. I don't know if it's available on Audible. I don't know, maybe I should read it and make it available. Maybe I should read some other books. All right, so gold, you can see over here, it hit the 200 exponential, pulled back, and now we're hitting the 20. So this is what I am seeing. It looks like, let me hide some of these moving averages. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. So if we look at it, it kind of looks like a wonky, maybe inverted head and shoulders with a depth down to 157. So I would look 10 points. I would be watching for this to move up to 177 up here to the upside. Ah, thank you too. I appreciate that. All right, so keeping watch on gold and keeping watch on silver. These are two that are on my watch list for the week as a longer term. And you can see silver has that same sort of setup of an inverted head and shoulders potentially. Maybe they're going to bring it all the way back down to 2350 and then back up and take the depth 22 to 2450. So $2.50 up to 26.50 area right here. All right, let's pull up my watch list so you guys can see it, and then we'll fill everything out. So I've got Team, CLS, CTS, DLR, OMF, Twitter, JP Morgan, Skyworks, no, not Skyworks, SWKS, BAK, and Apple is on my short list as a continuation. You guys saw silver and gold, then also getting into crypto. So we will end up with these crypto coins at the end, and we'll touch on Bitcoin as well and all other cryptos. All right, so let me pull that down. And let's add these on. Team, CLS, CTS, DLR, OMF, Twitter, JP Morgan, SWKS, BAK, AAPL. All right, there we go. So let's check out on Team. So what really caught my eye on Team, we had earnings at what these white dashed lines are. I'm gonna remove them though. Undo. Let's go back. I just don't want to see that line right there. Okay. Higher than normal volume. We did pull back and we are bouncing off of the 4 and the 8. It's kind of caught in the middle though, but it did pull back higher than normal volume. So I'd watch for this to break above 240. And let me draw the lines over here actually. A delta will tell you the price move per dollar. You too. Of the underlying instrument. All right, so you can see over here we had 240. We had this big spike up here at 262. So I'd watch to see, are we going to break out up above 240 or back down below 232.40 for Team. 232.40 and 240. 240, yeah, make it the round number there. Actually, even a little tighter. 239.60. You guys like it? All right, hold on. Let's see if I can figure it out. You know what I'm gonna do? I will do this really quickly. I will share it on my YouTube, on my Twitter. All right, so I'll go there and I will say, there you go. It is on my Twitter for today, and I'll put the link in the description down below so you guys have it. It's really nice, huh? Glad you guys are enjoying it. All right. So keeping this on watch, and let's check out Team. It had earnings, had nice move up again. Many times with earnings, we see 3-day move to the upside. So keeping that on watch, we had one day, big high volume doji, then another day. And so I'd watch to see which direction. If this continues, maybe we're going to see it all the way back up at 262 again. It does have 131 million in the float. All right, and let's check out CLS. So CLS, you can see that this really has a bit of a little mini wedge going on. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Right? So looking to see where are we going to go from here. Are we going to break down further or continue to move to the upside? Did have earnings, it pulled back, and we're below. So keeping it on watch, really what caught my eye was the higher than normal volume. So I'd watch for breakout up above 840 or below 820 right there. Digibyte. I don't know anything about Digibyte, Himalayan hiker. So I couldn't talk about that. I could definitely do research on it, but I don't know anything about it right now. Doesn't mean that it's not, it won't have any value. I personally know that XRP, XLM, from the research that I have done, are going to have value in this new banking system that's going to be adopted by the world. That's what I feel comfortable with the research that I have done. So that's why I personally think that they are going to have great potential and move up big time. And maybe in the next week, maybe in the next 6 months, maybe likely, very likely in the next 4 years, there will be a massive amount of explosion in those coins. All right, so for CTS, earnings pulled back and then shot back up higher. So keeping it on watch, 32 for breakdown to the downside and 33 to the upside. Has 31 million in it. So that's why you can see that this has a lot of movement to it. Yeah, Doge is going to be part of the Flare network. That is one that should retain some value, as well as Dogetoken. So we'll look at all those, Himalayan hiker. We'll check them all out. All right, so for DLR, I would look for 139 and 153 and 155 to the upside. Okay, wait, then the banks would have just been manipulating the markets and would let themselves go broke. You two, it might be that the banks don't have a say in it. Maybe, right? Maybe somebody else has a say. You think about it though, what do the banks do? The banks take your money and what do they do with it? They lend it out. They buy stocks on the stock exchange with it. They take your money to generate money. It is a great way for them to get financing to do whatever they want, right? Oh, yes, thank you so much for your paycheck. We're going to put that into the market. Yeah. Or thank you so much for your paycheck. We're going to lend it out to somebody to buy a house. What happens if they default on that house? Where does that money go? That was also something else that the Fed talked about over this past week with FOMC, is that they're going to be putting out more, they're not going to be putting out, they're going to be buying more mortgage-backed securities. That should raise a huge red flag. That's what they did in the 80s. Oh, are you being sarcastic, Roger? Are you being sarcastic? Okay, let's look at OMF here. 56 and 57.50. I like it with higher than normal volume. Volume is increasing and we're coming out to test the top of an ascending wedge here. Right? So we're looking for this. The private bank, the Feds, not have a say. Well, they all basically have to abide from my understanding, from the Fed as far as what they have to have on hand, which as of March of 2020 was they had to have $0 in reserve. Okay. No, thank you, Roger. I just want to make sure that I wasn't, it's hard to catch sarcasm on a chat. Yeah, no, banks, I mean, you think about it, I was even doing some more digging as to people in the banks that have had lawsuits brought against them. I start searching and then I just find all these little breadcrumbs to put everything together. Kind of like, I don't know how I found this for the Fed rates, but somehow I looked up the effective rates or something, and then that's how I came to it, and I went, wait a second, where's April 30th? It's not like it's a leap year and we ended it like February 29th. There's 30 days, and they usually have one on a Friday. So that raised a ding, hello, little flag. Are we going to a new banking system next week? Because I know that it's coming. It's a matter of when, right? When it's all set up, likely that's when it's going to happen. Okay, Twitter is on watch for further breakdown below 55 and 57. Right now on the float, 777 million. YouTube is a better platform than Google search because millions of you help. It's human related. I think it's better than AI Google search. My 2 cents. Gotcha, SQQ. Well, but you know, it is owned by Google, right? It is a part of their umbrella. And therefore, I have to be cautious as to what I say on certain words and certain text. Okay, so JP Morgan topped out 155, looking for this again with the banks to implode potentially. They did have big selling on April 15th right here, which we are up above right now. So I would watch this to see, hey, are we going to break above 155.25? Look at how strong it's been. We put it on a weekly chart over here on the left. You can see that that's had really strong resistance, right? It hasn't really been able to hold up above it. 1 week. This week it sold down, and this week it sold down a little bit too. Is it the Fed or is it the Treasury, Anton? 154.40. I'm gonna leave it up here at 155.20. So 153.20 and 155.20. Yeah, DuckDuckGo is good because it's not as biased in my opinion. That gives you the true searches. 3.0 billion. Okay, SWKS. So right here, double top and big volume pulling down after earnings, looking for that to continue to pull back to the downside. Big gap down. So many times after earnings, when you have that gap down, either to the upside or to the downside, you tend to see a 3-day move. So it tends to be 3 days up or 3 days down, and then consolidation, and then either continued move up or continued move to the downside. Interesting that this, hold on, let's get rid of this one. Tighten this up. 181 and 184.50. That's your wife. Treasury allegedly runs the Fed, owned by big banks, the same big banks the Fed uses to buy bonds, etc. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you wanted to run your life, right, you got to think of it this way. If you wanted to run your life constantly in debt, you just opened up credit card after credit card after credit card after credit card, then how long could that survive? How long could that really work? That's basically what the Fed is doing, is really just printing. Hey, let's just bail ourselves out. But at some point, they actually have to pay it back. That's right, you two. All right, 1920 and 1950 right here for BAK. So this is coming into earnings, big move off of the top. We had this big day of volume prior to this one, sell off. So we pretty much wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 days worth of trading on BAK. And this is Brazil. I'm not sure Bolsonaro. I'm not sure what's going to happen. If it breaks down from here, maybe we're going to see that this will come back down to 1790 right there. And if that, we could see it come down, bounce up, come down, bounce up, and then a bigger move down to the $14.50, $15 area over here. I'm not sure how many shares are on the float, but we will put this on here, 1920 and 1950. All right, and the final one that I had was Apple. Bank of England, the old banks of Europe. I think St. George and Venice was a bank. Lots of old banks, old, centuries old. Yeah, okay, so here we have, look at how it hit the close from Thursday and then it pulled back, right? So looking to see, I'm going to tighten this down just a bit more because this really, this area right here, 132.80 looks fairly strong. Support bounce. So 131.20, pull it down there, and 132.80 for Apple. And that has 16.7 billion, right? 16.7 billion. Okay, perfect. We teach all about the technicals, analysis, and stuff in the training pit. We do, Roger. We teach a lot about that. Moving averages, dark pool prints. We do. We teach about basics of options. A lot of great things there. All right, Fed exclusively prints money and sets interest rates. They control banks and the government, which in essence controls the economy, right, Anton? That's what controls the economy. All right, so on my swing list, I had gold and silver, and now we're moving on over to cryptos, right? Let's go to the crypto list right here. Let's look at XRP. So XRP, we came out of this shallow cup and handle right here, and then it shot up. We broke up to an old level on the weekly chart, 107, and hit all the way up to 185, overrode that with a little bit of resistance. Our RSI kind of went outside, up above, overbought, pulled back down. We went down almost into oversold, but it continued to the upside. Now we have a little bit of divergence that the RSI is pulling back down a bit, but the price action is moving up. So that's kind of a divergence in price action versus the RSI. We might see that this comes back down to 142 or back down to this 134 level, and then we shoot up again for another leg up. So here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we're setting up for another fifth leg up to 220 up here. We've got to break that 185 level and then continue to move to the upside. So XRP, again, if you have not seen, is going to be part of the ISO 2022 standards for banking. So let's go over here. ISO 20022 Ripple. I'll take it off cap locks right here. The overview, shaping the future of cross-border payments. The world is converging on a new global standard. It is. This has been brought up by the IMF. It's been brought up by the World Bank. And Ripple is now part of the ISO 2022 standards body. The first member focused on distributed ledger technology. In plain sight, it's not hidden. This is happening. Let's go to ISO 20022 Wikipedia. So it's the standard for electronic data between financial instruments, and it becomes a metadata repository and businesses processes. The standard covers financial information transferred between financial institutions that include payment transactions, securities trading, and settlement information, credit and debit card transactions, and other financial information, right? Here we have it, Algorand, Ripple. We have fixed protocol. I believe this is XDC with XinFin. Swift is going to be the old one that's going away, and Visa, which is also adopting. Yeah, I do a little bit of research, just a little. Yeah. So then we go to adoption. So 2015, this goes back. All right, this came out in 2015. When did these cryptocurrencies come out? 2015, right? When did the next big explosion come out? 2017 to 2018. Australia's new payments platform launched in 2018 and 2018. Well, finally, we're getting into the adoption. Oh, let's do a tree visualization. Let's see what's on here. This would be really cool if we can. ISO's XSD schema. Okay, no, I'm not going to get into that. But let's do ISO 20022 adoption timeline. Yeah, the Fed is private and the Treasury is government. So here we go. The Swift adoption timeline adoption. Let's see if this gives it to us right here. For rough estimate of timeline, March 2020. Okay, let's accept all cookies. That they wanted to will enable ISO messaging for cross-border payments and cash reporting starting from the end of 2022. Oh, there's another one though that I was reading. I want to say that it is American Express that will actually be starting here we go. How will ISO 2022? What is the adoption timeline? Migration will end November 2025. Let's go to here we go. International Banker. This is 2020. Let's see if there's anything here on 2021. Let's add it here. Ding ding, SQQQ, you got it. All right. I saw Control F 2021. All right, standards. CBPR collection of ISO 222. My standards at the end of March 2021. Further usage guidelines will be developed through the second half of 2021 as the new ISO 2022 message definitions and CBPR usage guidelines to support changes. So customer adoption. This is where we are. Anton, it might be sort of like a coup d'etat where they don't have a choice. We are expecting the majority to begin the training, education, design, and implementation planning of their ISO 2022 programming from late Q1. Okay, that ended March of this year, 2021, and will provide support for testing, including sparring partner facility from third quarter of 2021. So read more on our customer adoption support page. Let's check this out. Oh, we have to be a Swift member for that. Sorry guys, we have to be a Swift member for that. So Swift is the old banking wire system. They're saying it on their website. I showed you from Ripple's webpage, right? Ripple's webpage showed you it is number one, first adoption of this new ISO 2022. It's there, right? Do I have a doubt that this is going to explode once the formal adoption happens around the world? No. Let's go to XRP Wealth List. There we go. I got it right here. So we've been following this. If you guys have been following my channel for a little while, you know that every month there's another billion that's released out. So this number is increasing because these accounts they're buying up the XRP. Well, we've started off when I first started to show this that it was 2.7 million. Now we're almost up at 2.9 million. So in the past couple of weeks, we've had over 100,000. Swift is run by 3 operational centers, one in the US, Netherlands, and one in Switzerland. The largest exporter of agricultural finance and the most powerful military, LOL Illumin. Yeah. Well, you know, this new banking system is going into effect, and it said it right on Ripple's webpage that they have been adopted as the number one adoption, right? Let's go back to that. Ripple ISO 2022. It was the second one down, right here. I'm going to actually take a screenshot and RIPPLEISO, and I will tweet that out with the link. Here we go, guys. Let's see. There it is, and let's add the picture. I got a lot of pictures, hold on. What does the BIS, what is BIS? I'm sorry, YouTube. What is BIS? XRP website, they are now I forgot the S there, guys. All right, you guys are seeing this. I have no doubt that this is going to explode, right? All right, there we go. Let's go back. So that's where all of this confidence comes from. I've shown you some of this research now as to ISO 2022. This is the new standard for financial transactions around the world. Ripple is now, it didn't say that before. Now it says is now part of the ISO 2022 standard. That is huge. Now let's go to XLM and see. Asif, I don't know how many hertz. Good question, but it's really relaxing, isn't it? Bank of International Settlements. Oh, awesome. Thank you, you two. Let's see. Bank, whoops, I misspelled it. Bank of International Settlements, ISO 20022. Right here, March 25th. Hey, good question. BIS Innovation Hub and Swift announced winners of the ISO 2022 hackathon. 3 winners, potential of the new ISO 22 standard payments and APIs. So hackathon highlighted ISO 22 standards messages for being adopted at the Innovation Summit. Doesn't say too much about it, but there's a press release talking about their payments of it. So it looks like they're adopting it, you two. And let's go to Stellar and ISO 20022. Let's see if we can find anything cool. Ooh, look at that. Swift, GPI, Ripple, and Stellar. Nth exception. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Swift, GPI. Ripple is a services provider and XRP is the technology, just like IBM is the service provider and Stellar is the technology, right? So from Ripple, we have the Flare network. Dogecoin is going to be part of the Flare network. Let's do that loop back to Doge Flare network. How do you know that? It's the most obvious stuff. The BIS is the central bank of central banks with the meeting between central banks every few months or month. Oh, there's still plenty of stuff I don't know, you two. I am human and there's plenty of stuff that I don't know. So here's where Flare network is to integrate the Dogecoin January 28th. So Ripple is part of the ISO 2022. Flare network is being spun off of Ripple as another payment system. Dogecoin is being adopted into the Flare network. Let's go back over here. So Stellar technology with IBM. Let's go back and see if we can find another, break this down more. Cross-border payments Ripple, okay, no. Let's do this. 2021. This is Bitcoin blockchain, Swift. Okay, we already read that one. Here we go, April 13th. Coin Motion, Ripple versus Stellar. Let's check it out. Accept. Stellar versus Ripple, the most popular cryptocurrencies in 2021. How are their prices developing and which one is a better investment? Ripple has been a hot topic with its ongoing legal challenge, but what about its sister project, Stellar Lumens? So if you know as well, Stellar was developed by one of the heads of Ripple as well. He broke off and he developed Stellar. So Chaiwan, I can't tell you whether you should or shouldn't. All I can tell you is do the research. If it seems like it's right for you, put money aside that you would be willing to see it go to zero. However, I personally have confidence that it's going to be used around the world based on the research that I've shown you. So it's up to you, right? In the US, there's uphold and bittrue that will allow you to use it. Bruce Bender, I'm just now talking about that. In the US, uphold and bittrue. In Canada, there's BitBuy, Coinberry, and Kraken that are three fairly easy. I believe that BitBuy is actually the easiest for doing it at home, not having to go anywhere and interact. Whereas like Kraken, you can take cash and go to Canada Post and go put it in. And then Coinberry, people have said you can use Interact to send the money and then purchase from there. All right. USA. So bittrue or uphold. The links are down below in the description box. Bruce. So what exactly is Stellar and how should we, beginner, experienced investor, relate to it? For a deeper dive, you might want to read our general introduction to Stellar. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to copy this, and I will put this in the chat, or not in the chat, but in the, I could just tweet it out now, huh? It's a non-payment system, and the project was originally branched from Ripple. Jed McCaleb, a co-founder of Ripple, left the project over disagreements. So it's kind of like a rivalry. Which one is better? At the time of its launch, the network had 100 billion Stellars or XLM tokens. So much like Ripple, Ripple has 100 billion as well, and Stellar has 100 billion. So they're fairly similar, and they are, some would say, gold is Ripple and silver is Stellar. So keeping that in mind, just do what works best for you with all and every investment. I am not an investment advisor. I do not have a financial license. This is my due diligence. And so, yeah, I don't know what the hertz is, but you could check it out on that channel. Let's see. It doesn't say what hertz it is. I know what you guys mean, but it doesn't say here. It just says 10 hours of meditation music, royalty free, relaxing, healing, stress relief, and sleep. So it's full of nice rest and relaxation. I played one that had theta waves and I had the most deep sleep ever. It was amazing. All right, so that's where Ripple, Stellar, we were talking about Doge, right? So we talked about Doge. Did that just happen right now? That Dogecoin was moving to the upside as well, right? Well, Doge had that major move right after it ended. Did you guys just spike up XLM after I was talking about it? It seems like that just happened right as I was talking about it. So Dogecoin as well. Look at this crazy volume over here. What's going on with that? I like it on the 4-hour chart for my crypto. So let's go. And you can see Doge is ready for a, oops. It's not what I wanted. I wanted this. There we go. Still looks like it's about ready to break out. So we have a 1, 2, 3. If we measure this move from here to here, 34 cents. Let's go right here. Add 34 cents on. Excuse me. We could see that we could be heading up to 62 cents right there, which would be a nice move, right? That would be a fairly nice move to the upside if we were able to do that. All right, so Dogecoin there. Also, let's go to coin market cap. Actually, we're gonna go here. So Dogetoken. This is good to see, right? Dogetoken official website. So what happened by Dogetoken? Why on earth would this be of interest? So the Doge community has always been about fun and humor, and we proposed a move from a more hobby-driven blockchain technology, Doge, to the most secure and advanced, Stellar. So Stellar, Dogetoken is going to be part of Stellar. And what's different about Dogetoken than from Dogecoin is that there are, let's see how many zeros. This is millions. There's 10 billion in the Doge token. I'm going to get to that. Everything's monetizable. And so this one is a finite amount, and it's still fairly small. So when we look at it, you go right to the Dogetoken webpage, right? You can buy it at Stellar Port, Stellar Term, Lobster, Solar, or Interstellar. Those are the different marketplaces, and they're looking to obviously integrate it with the Stellar network. That's why there's these Stellar wallets. Now, we go to coin market cap. Right? And Dogecoin is number 6. But when we look at it over here, when we look at our circulating supply, if you don't see one of these rulers that's filled in, that means that they can be mined, right? Bitcoin is finite. However, they can continue to mine it up to 21 million. Ethereum is constantly being mined, right? So that is one that's can be used because throughout these processes of transfers, there's a burning of the coins as well. So it eliminates them. So when we look at it, we see Dogecoin itself right here has 129 billion coins. So then when you look at DOGET, Dogetoken, all right, this is definitely very affordable in comparison even to Doge. And when you look at this and you go, oh my goodness, look at this, it's just parabolic. Well, they actually set it up to be part of that Stellar network payment system, right? And this is our 1 month chart. So it was just sleeping down here at 0.000005 until the 24th of April, not long ago. And then it sort of woke up, and then we broke 0.02 of a cent, and it shot up to 0.08 of a cent, and right now it's hovering around 0.06 of a cent. So if this were to go to $1, just think of it like a dollar payment system, I don't know, or valuation to $1, then you're looking at, if you were to buy, let's say $100 worth now, divided by 0.006692, that gives you 14,000 coins. Well, what happens if that were to go to $1? Then your $100 could potentially go to 14,000. I'm not saying it's going to be $1. I'm just throwing it out there as a rough estimate. And everything is monetizable. Just Google Dogetoken and you can purchase right here, right? I did have somebody, these are new ones, I believe. I don't even know what this is, or that one. But I did have someone mention Safe Moon to me, and that one just looks like it's not that safe, even though it's called Safe Moon. If you buy it and you hold on to it, it's kind of like the last person standing has the most value. But when you sell it, there's a 10% fee. 5% goes to all the other holders, and then the other 5% is burned. So it's constantly depleting the number of Safe Moon coins, but it seems like a scam to me. So I'm staying clear away from Safe Moon. It does not sound safe to me. Then there's also XDC. This is being used as payments for financials. So as far as in Dogetoken's utility, it's going to be on the Stellar Network payment system, Tetsu. So it's going to be used as a form of payment. All right, let's go to the green list is the ones that I'm looking at. So XDC right here as well is set up with Zinfin. This is in Asia for the Asia financial payment system. Algorand as well. I haven't done too much except for looking at ISO 2022, and Algorand is right there, smack dab right in it. Also IOTA as well is another one. So these are the coins that I have done research on, or like Algorand, saw it right there to see that this was part of the payment system that's set up for the new banking system, which is going into effect over the next 3 years. So when we look at coin market cap and we go here, you can see there's 9,527 coins. When we look at that and we say, well, how many of these actually have use to be used around the world? Well, we can see that ISO 2022 for sure says that XRP is there. Ding, XRP. All right. Oh, I got to log in. All right, I won't do that. Dogecoin going to be part of the Flare network. Dogetoken, part of the Stellar network. Stellar is going to be part of it. I'm not sure about Cardano. I would have to do more information about that. I believe Cardano might be on the Ethereum network. I'm not sure. I don't know all of the details on that one. But these 6 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those are ones that I have looked into, as well as Flare and Dogetoken. So those are the ones that I've looked into as potential value for this new banking system, which, if we look back here at the federal fund rates, maybe this is going to happen sooner than expected. Maybe we're going to start this adoption process, and by November, everything will just explode. And I'm going to show you guys here is the video to go with the music that we are listening to today, and I'll put the link down below right there. It's nice and relaxing, right? So I will wrap it up for today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love you all, and I hope you're having an amazing Sunday. I will see you all tomorrow at 12:15. No more renovations in the house. My daughter is back at daycare. Everything is good, so I will see you bright and early. Well, not bright and early, but at 12:15 tomorrow. Love you. Have an amazing day, and carpe profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time. Should you all ever have any questions, you can reach out to me on my social media handles right here, or you can email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye.